Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're getting started right at 9:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot. Actually, 15 minutes late as usual. Usually it's 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, but it was getting close to 9 a.m. It was like 8:58, and I didn't want to rush it, so I just pushed back to 9:15. But I don't think it matters too much, anyways. It's not like I punch in, punch out on the clock, but we'll try to keep it to 9 a.m. as usual for the future live streams. And we try to live stream every day that the market is open. So a lot of times we'll cover Bitcoin, altcoins, stocks, gold, silver, anything that jumps out on the watch list that we're watching. And of course, on the second half of the live stream, we will cover your chart requests. So let's jump right in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thomas Redker reposted the stream. Thank you. Appreciate that. Awesome. Welcome back. Good to see you on here as usual. So if you want me to chart your request, put in the ticker symbol, the asset name, the asset class. Is it crypto? Is it stock? Blah, blah, blah. That way we can keep the live streaming. And with that, gold continues to make new all-time highs. Gold, $5,300. It was just a couple days ago that people were already calling that gold top was in, right? This wick right here. Back here, people were talking about the gold top being in. And back here, I was talking about on the live stream. You can go back to it probably back in October 22nd. I think it was October 22nd. I said, the higher time frames are ultra bullish. So I'm not ready to call the top. Maybe it's a local top, but it still seemed like it was buy the dip season. And in hindsight, that was accurate. Same thing with silver. So silver, same thing back in October 22nd. We were talking about when people were calling the top and the rotation back into Bitcoin was going to happen. That's what the narratives that were going on. And we were saying, well, I could at least see at the very minimum price going higher, making a new all-time high and creating bearish divergence. But the higher time frames were ultra bullish, and the higher time frames show the overall direction, right? So on silver and gold, the top is not in. It continues to make new all-time highs. It's in price discovery. The daily chart is ultra bullish, aka sometimes when the magic happens. Also could be overbought. So eventually price is going to go back into a correction, right? Eventually. But right now is pumping hard to the upside, right? Pumping hard. So that's the daily chart. That's the weekly chart. It's getting pretty far extended away from the trending dots, but could remain that way. You can see the green trending dots on the weekly chart has been green since October 2023. Strong uptrend. Overbought, sure. Bearish divergence, sure. But there could be continued bearish divergence. So no big time reversals yet. Even if it goes through a topping pattern, you would think the trending dots would catch up and then start to roll over. So it could take time for it to play out. Same thing with the 2-week chart. Green trending dots since January 2023. Strong uptrend. Ultra bullish on the 2-week chart. Wes Diddy, long time buddy. What's up? If you have any mortgage needs in like 14 of the United States, call or message my boy Wes Diddy over there. He's doing mortgages. So for like 20 years. That's how I met him. Actually, I met him in 2015. We were both in mortgages, and my buddy Wes Diddy is still doing mortgages. So top producer over there. Top producer. Birds of a feather flock together. So my man. He was in my wedding. So good sales guy, right? Good sales guy. Great assistant too. Great assistant. Processor, the whole deal. So anyways, not to get sidetracked. I'm out of the mortgage game since 2021. He's your best bet. Gold, ultra bullish on the 3-week chart. Above the trending dots. Green trending dots going back to February 2023, right? So gold continues to soar. Gold continues to be ultra bullish. And sometimes is when the magic happens. And that's why we have a magic wand on the indicator. It would start off as an inside joke, right? Start off as an inside joke that is sometimes when the magic happens. And then it was put on the indicator and we just left it there. So I think it's funny. It's an inside joke that's no longer inside. It's public. So anywho, ultra bullish on the 3-week chart. The monthly chart is ultra bullish. Green trending dots since March 2023. Couple red trending dots, but again, green trending dots going back to April 2019. The last time it retested the 200-week moving average was November 2022. It is in a full bull blow-off top right now. It is blowing off. And we don't know how long it's going to last. It could last a lot longer than many think. Many Bitcoiners are hoping it reverses because they believe that price will capital will flow into Bitcoin once gold crashes. So there we go. So that's gold going absolutely parabolic on the 3-month chart, ultra bullish, and can remain that way. If you look back to the 1970s, right? Big move up on the 3-month chart, came back to the 200-week moving average, and then it was, how long is that? From the last time it touched the 200-week moving average, 10 3-month candles, right? 10 3-month candles. Where are we at right now? Last time it touched, we're on the 9th 3-month chart. So when does it? Oh, so if this 3-month chart goes till April, it just started. This 3-month candle goes till April, and then there was one more. That would be June. It could, if it pumped like it did all the way to 1980, it could be June before price stops going parabolic. That would be crazy. And that actually kind of lines up, right? And that lines up, and that's going to segue us into Bitcoin. And we can always circle back to silver, but silver is going absolutely parabolic on the 3-month chart as well. Bitcoin, not so much. Not so much. Bitcoin had its 3-month run, January 2023, came all the way up. Bearish engulfing candle is no longer pumping and didn't go parabolic like gold, right? So Bitcoin has stalled. Bitcoin, there's a lot of reasons to make a case that it's in a bear market, and I've been saying that since October. This is nothing new. But the monthly chart will work backwards this time. The monthly chart is below the trending dots. Price was over. Price was below the trending dots in 2022, the last bear market. 3-week chart. Sell signals below the trending dots, red trending dots. Sell signals below the trending dots, red trending dots. 2022. 2-week chart. And then we're going to do the Bitcoin versus gold chart as well. And you can see it's in a clear bear market against gold. 2-week chart, sell signal below the red trending dots. You use green trending dots since March 2023. Sell signal below the red trending dots on the 2-week chart. Weekly chart, and you could pull up the MACD as well, right? The MACD. Sell signals below the red trending dots. sell signals below the red trailing dots. And of course, going over the daily chart, this is where we're at right now in real time. And we're still watching very similar setup over here. I posted earlier today. We are in this 71-day oval consolidation. And yes, there was a spike below it and a spike above it to hit a target. But overall, we are basically in this oval, or trading view likes to call it ellipse, but I call it the oval. That's the way I was taught in the US. Maybe it's called ellipse more often in other areas of the world, but I was taught it was an oval. So it doesn't really matter. But the oval consolidation continues 71 days later. Are we going to see a breakout? Obviously, we're leaning to the downside when um, the higher time frames are bearish, right? So the breakout could be to the downside. It's already had the sell signal, back test, letting the trending dots catch up. Could retest it, and then we'll see if there's a bigger move to the downside, right? So this pivot already took out here. This candle close already took out this pivot. So still holding on to this pivot point, still holding on to this pivot point. That's kind of the last line of defense for the bulls on the daily chart. And that's at about 84,500. Bitcoin versus gold looks way worse, right? Looks a lot worse. So against the dollar, it's dropped 36% so far. Against gold, it's dropped 54% so far. It's back below the 200-week moving average. The 200-week moving average, I've noted on X and posted about it and have talked about it, is in a downward sloping 200-week moving average for the first time in Bitcoin's history against gold. It's ultra bearish right now, aka oversold, but could remain oversold, right? So similar to being overbought, it can remain overbought, can remain oversold. We expect bounces along the way, but again, the 200-week moving average started to do is downward sloping. You can see 21.92, 21.93, 21.91, 0.90, 89, 88, 5, 89, 4, 7. You get the point. 21.83. So it's slightly downward sloping. That's not bullish. Even in this bear market over here, the 200-week moving average never became downward sloping. You can see on the 11.98, 12, 3, 5, 7, it kept increasing all through this entire bear market of 2022. This time is different because the 200-week moving average is downward sloping. Is it different for Bitcoin versus the dollar? Not yet. Not yet. It's similar to 2022. But since gold is pumping and the dollar is correcting, then Bitcoin against the dollar hasn't seen as big of a move to the downside yet. But Bitcoin versus gold, it has, right? And it's even more bearish against gold than it was in 2022. So two differences. So that's the weekly chart on it. Here's the 2-week chart. It's getting ultra bearish, aka oversold on the 2-week chart. That never happened, or at least it didn't have a candle close at these lower ultra bearish levels on the 2-week chart in 2022. Never happened, right? It may have never happened. I'd have to go back through, but it may have never happened in Bitcoin versus gold's entire history that we saw oversold conditions on the 2-week chart like this. Some would say that's bullish. And I'm going to say that it's bearish until proven otherwise. and it's ultra bearish until proven otherwise. And just because it's oversold and it's never seen it before doesn't mean it's bullish, right? So that's another thing to chalk up. 3-week chart, bearish on the 3-week chart, right? For Bitcoin versus gold. Monthly chart, posted this one. The monthly chart, RSI has never been, I posted it was 38.45, I believe. I'd have to look. Correct me if I'm wrong on my post. Should I try to pull it up? No, I don't think it matters. I drew this RSI trend line January 2015, touch point January 2019. Broke below, closed below, and then once it came back up, we were out of the bear market and back into the bull market, right? And RSI closed at 40.69. This is the first time in Bitcoin versus gold history that relative strength is this low, currently at 38.24 on the monthly chart. And that closes in 3 days, right? It will close in 3 days. That will be the lowest monthly RSI close ever. Not to mention, from this point to this point, it was 48 months, 4 years, right? From this point to this point, which happened to be the lows, right? 47 months. From this point to this point, October 2026, and we have other reasons for October 26 as well, 46 months. What if the bottom on RSI doesn't hit until October 26? October 2026? And what if it doesn't hit till the first week of October of 2026? And price could be possibly a lot lower on Bitcoin versus gold. And that is still, we are in month 37. So once January closes, we'll be in month 38, right? So you have February, March, April, May, June, July, September, all the way to October. Could be the lowest RSI monthly candle close ever, and it could continue lower, possibly all the way to October 2026. Many are calling the bottom all the way down. Many have been calling the bottom all the way down. And many will continue to call the bottom all the way down. And it's 2022 all over again, as far as the influencers out there or the quote unquote experts. So just study the charts, block out the news, block out the narratives, block out the noise. I just double checked my mic again. I've gone like 20 minutes before with the mic being down, but it's all right. It's all right. Pragadish Sasi 6. I'm probably saying this wrong. I know you corrected me on this before. I apologize. Pragadish Sasi 6677. I apologize. My toddler can probably pronounce her name better than me. And she doesn't even speak English yet. So no, I mean, she's saying words and she understands a lot of English. So she's only 19 months old. But is it time Bitcoin short time? Would you short it now after the relief? Oh, here we go. Easy. Pragadish. Is that better? Pragadish. Is that closer? Easy, Jesse. Sorry. Hey, I apologize up front. Hey, and people do misspell my name on purpose, Jessie. just to level the playing field, just to get me back. So, oh yeah, cool. Pragadish. Yes. Okay. I'll try to remember that. Or can we change your YouTube name with the pronunciation? Or put in parentheses Pragadish until I see it like 3 or 4 times. If I see it 3 or 4 times, then I'll remember it. Most likely. Most likely. So maybe go your YouTube handle, parentheses, Pragadish, pronunciation. No, nice. That would help me a lot. That would help me a lot. And that way I can feel confident saying your name. I appreciate that. Yep. Cool. So this time we'll get back to your answer here. So just wrap up the Bitcoin versus gold, and then we'll have to flip over to the Bitcoin daily chart. It's looking bearish versus gold, right? And if you go back over to, say, the dollar, it's not looking as bearish yet, right? But there was the bearish divergence, the lower high, right? The lower high. And, it's in a bear market. The reversals have happened. It's 100% bear market against gold. And getting back to your answer. So when the higher time frames are bearish and have flipped reversals, the overall trend is down, right? So obviously I don't give financial advice. Obviously, it's for educational purposes only. And hopefully we have a little bit of fun along the way, like making fun of me for pronunciations. Have a good time with that, hopefully. Shorting Bitcoin, you should have experience because it's going to require leverage, right? So you're going to have to leverage short it. So if you go low leverage, then it's not as risky. But just make sure you really know what you're doing first. That's what I would say first. And number 2, I would say, I wouldn't short it if you've never done it before, right? And if you're asking me this question, you may have never shorted Bitcoin before. Maybe you have, but maybe it didn't work out for you. Shorting here is a higher probability. After this consolidation and hitting this target, shorting here on the sell signal and breakdown is a higher probability. So if you're looking at it from a short standpoint, oh, what's up, my man? What's up, longtime market sniper? Mike G in the house. What's up, Mike G? What's up? What is this? Short position, right? So you could do something like that, and you just have to decide what your targets are. You'd want to map it all out in advance of where your targets are, what's your risk to reward ratio, what's worth it, right? And right now, if you had taken a position based off of all the breakdowns, as an example, your position would be currently underwater, right? But you wouldn't be stopped out, and you wouldn't be, you could put the stop up here, right? Above that, it's like 11%. And if you did like a 2-to-1, a 2-to-1 ratio, is that 2-to-1? About, right? If you're on the daily chart. So you've got the overall direction. You had a sell signal, all that stuff. And then it's a matter of, and this is going to matter. Like if you're trading spot, maybe it would be like that. But if you're trading with leverage, you have to really determine and be careful of where you put your stop losses, right? If you're trading with high leverage, you wouldn't even want to be trading on the daily chart. So Like if it was 10x leverage, you probably don't even want to trade. I mean, I have in the past, and I traded the 10x leverage a lot on the daily chart, but I would look for edges, um, stuff like that. So, and I've had multiple six-figure winning trades that way, but I don't recommend it, right? I don't recommend it. I've had losses too. Never had a six-figure loss, but I've had losses. uh, so, you could, it's a caution, right? Uh, well, every trade's a caution. So you put in your stop losses and stuff like that. But if you're shorting it, you just have to determine, like, if it retests the trailing dots, let's say, and then starts to break back down again, and you hadn't entered already, like right now, you'd probably just be holding through it. But if it retests the trailing dots and starts to break back down, like if you got in somewhere around there, the probabilities will continue to increase of price going lower. And then it's just a matter of, what is your full plan, your take profit, your stop losses, the leverage, the risk to reward ratios, all of that. Where are you wrong, right? Where are you wrong? Uh, Prices breaking out to the upside, are you wrong, right? Getting back above the trailing dots, are you wrong? Buy signal, all that stuff. So you could have your stop loss, but then also you have your visual stop losses. You could have your other, exit strategies put in place, all that. So there's a lot to consider before just jumping in. Before I shorted Ethereum at $4,384 back in the day, it was December 2021. I did a side-by-side chart comparison with Bitcoin for 2 days before I took that trade. There were so many experts out there calling for new all-time highs. And so being aware of that, I really dug in, because you have to have the conviction based off of the charts of what you're seeing to do that. Otherwise, you're gambling, right? So if you're stacking the probabilities in your favor, there was a rising wedge, there was bearish divergence, there was lower highs, there was Bitcoin was already breaking down more. And so my thesis was that Ethereum was going to catch up, right? And it did. And I had targets below 2,500 at like 2,350. I noticed that it seemed like big players were front running my big targets at 2,350 ish. And so I had automatic take profit at 2,500. And in hindsight, that was a top 5 trade of all time. So it's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy. And I did my research. I stacked the probabilities, and I still could have lost, right? So, but I didn't. So with that, that's kind of a long answer, but yeah. Just wanted to ask you that. Mighty Kirk, good morning, good morning, good morning. Did you see the Discord update that Apilix put out? New things that have already been rolled out on the screener. The screener is blowing up over there, right? We started with the screener, and this screener evolved into charts. We don't have any affiliate money whatsoever. So let's just do a quick little screener, right? What's going on in the screener? Signal alerts we've added. It's only for me. But we're beta testing it for you as well. So you could set up your own, right? You can set up your own, like for right now, I can set it up to where, and we're playing around with it. We're not sending out like alerts yet, but let me see. Do I want to pull it up on Discord? Let's see if there's any information we don't want to see. Oh, here's an example of the alerts channel. I'll just do a screen share or a copy. So uh, these signals, like if you set it up on whatever the settings you set up on the screener and you say alert, we're going to have the alerts go into Chief Sniper on the Discord for right now. And eventually we won't even probably need it. We'll probably just do it all in the portal. That's where we're going. But if it pulls up 6 symbols that meet all of your criteria, maybe you narrow it down to 1, right? It will automatically send the alert to Discord. Discord can notify you by email, cell phone, whatever you want, however you set up Discord. So you could get a notification at say 6 a.m. and with 6 symbols like this, based off of your filter criteria, and you can go deep on it, right? You can go deep on the filters. Like there's so many different filters that you could do. We just put it through our sniper lens, right? Our sniper lens, and we built it in. And you could do like the weekly or the daily, right? Divergence, stuff like that. And you could do the cross up on the weekly or the daily, or we had more, but we've kind of narrowed it down for now because we're continuing to try and improve it nonstop. So whatever this is, I can create it into the signal alerts, and those signal alerts will be delivered to the inbox. And for example, if let's see. Um, Sometimes I don't know what's on just the admin and what's been released yet. So because so many things happen, right? We're going so fast, right? We're building every single day. It's like if you saw our direct message chain, oh my god, it's getting wild. Like it's pretty exciting stuff, in my opinion. Like I just keep throwing out crazy idea after crazy idea, and Apilix is just knocking it out. He's an animal. He's an animal. Love it, love it, love it. So, anyways, and then you can click on here, right? Like, say if that was on the sniper alerts, and you could push it to over here. Is drawing like we took the indicator code and we put it into the screener. Of course, we had to convert it from PineScript to Python, and it draws the trend lines for you. And we have a whole new version of this already getting beta tested, so it's going to be even better, right? It's going to get even better. We have a whole new version of it already, and this shows the RSI bullish divergence. You can have the MACD bullish divergence, all that stuff, and then you could push it through to Trading View. The same one, do all your targets like that as a current bridge. And of course, coming soon, the Sniper Assist, we have artificial intelligence that's been trained on 70 plus hours of recorded coaching, 7,500 plus Discord charts that I've posted over the years. And you can see that it analyzes the chart for you on that. So then, of course, there's, you know, you can go deeper and deeper. You can go to the next one, right? You don't have to go back to the list, but you can go back to the list as well. So if you get the signal alerts added to, if you see the signal alerts and you get notified, then you come in here and push it all through and push it through Trading View, or just take the actual ticker symbol and put it in your trading view as well. So the purpose of all of this is to catch the breakouts before they happen. Not looking at gold, feeling the fear of missing out, the FOMO. We want to buy low and sell into FOMO. Now, if you're only a short seller, all you do is switch this to bearish. All you do is switch this to bearish. And then all you do is switch this to cross below, right? And then you're in bear territory. So now everything is in bearish territory. You can see that you'd have to tweak it a little bit, but there was bearish divergence, sell signal, and then price dropped, right? So obviously that one's already happened. Bearish divergence. So whether you're a bear or a bull, it works for both of you. I'm a swing trader, so I just look for opportunities, either bearish or bullish. And then do I want to show one more thing on the Discord? Updates. No, that's good. That's good. We'll keep the rest for the Discord. But yeah, a lot of things happen. Oh, yeah. Right? That's what you posted too. Was it updates? Oh, right here. Yes, I think I want to post this too. I'll show this to you as well. One last thing. On there we go. Let's see if we can pull this up. Now it's also going to incorporate the probabilities of it as well, right? So it's going to give a sniper score. So based off of the parameters, based off of our own internal ingredients, it's gonna give a score from 0 to 100 of the likelihood of the bear or bull. And coming soon, there'll actually be price targets built into it as well, right? So it'll give you a probability. It'll find them. It'll even find them automatically for you, basically based off of the sniper alerts that I set up. And eventually you can set up your own alerts. So it will find it automatically for you. It will chart it for you. You can push it to TradingView if you want. It will eventually analyze it for you with AI. It will score it for you. And it will give you the price targets that I use, all built in. So, and then, at that point, could probably push it through and set up the trading bot or whatever, or manually trade it and blah, blah, blah. So there you go. A lot going on. So back to this, that's the path on Bitcoin right now. Let's take a look at some others. Let's get on the weekly chart for some of these altcoins. Let's see. Not sure if there's any follow-up questions. JO, what's up? SMR stock. Yeah. We'll come back to it. We'll take a look at it for it. For me, the craziest part is if it really plays out. I mean, I am a beginner, but I'm really impressed how well we went through 2021, 2022. And it played out very, very, very similar to the way I mapped it out. And it hit a lot. So, and we were buying the dip at 16,800. And the whole way down of 2022, we were saying, buy the right dip. I don't expect 2022 to play out exactly like 2020, or I don't expect 2026 to play out exactly like 2022. But it's playing out very similarly. So price action will not play out exactly. but we are seeing it play out similarly again. This isn't the first bear market. This is the second bear market that we've actually uh, been calling it every single day, right? And we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Good morning. Good morning. Crazy Ken Yuki. Crazy Ken Yuke one. Good morning, PMET stock on. Yep, we'll come back to it. Can you add MACD greater than 0 weekly for the alert system? There are always higher probability. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Honestly, I can't remember. Add filter, MACD, daily, weekly. Let's see. So the MACD's on there. I'm thinking plus means above 0, or maybe that's a cross. MACD divergence. If not, we could add it easily. We could definitely add it easily, but let's just click on one of them. So MACD is below the 0. MACD above 0. So maybe I did that wrong. Let's see. Weekly. Wait, is the chart weekly too? You gotta make sure the chart and the weekly are the same. So there you go. So that was actually it's a bearish cross, but it is above the 0 line. Let's see. So is that what that means? Is it above the 0 line? We're gonna find out real quick. Maybe not that one. Yeah, so we could probably clarify it, but it's below the 0. Yeah, so you do have that option. I'd be surprised if we didn't have that. It's just labeled wrong. Or we could just better label it. Like instead of a plus or a minus, we could say above 0 or below 0 line, right? So, and just make sure when you do the interval on the screener that once you click on it, the chart is also the weekly chart, right? So, yeah, I think we just probably need to label it better. But yeah, minus means below the 0 line and plus means above. So you could definitely filter it the way you want. There's so much, like, are you above the 200? All of that, right? So got a lot. And of course, stocks, crypto, and I think we should be able to get to like 20,000 assets. We're not going to do penny stocks or anything like that because you know it's like I said, the fills aren't as good, and you have to do counter trades and stuff. You can't just buy it quickly and fill quickly. So we probably won't be doing penny stocks or anything like that. But what else? Just joined. Did you cover? No, I haven't covered it yet, but I am going to cover PLTR, Tesla, Nvidia, and we can cover that for you. So yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned. But also, we're going to do some chart requests. Let's go back. See daily chart. Let's just leave Bitcoin there. Seems like it's retesting the upward trend line again, letting the trending dots catch up. See if it retests it in the next couple of days, and then see if there's a reversal back down. Of course, it could start the February month like this with an upward wick. and then that could be the move down. So just be aware that since we're coming to the end of January, the monthly candle may start with an upward wick and then drop lower, right? Because it's not how the candle starts or the month starts, it's how it closes. So if you're looking at the monthly chart right now, oh, you know, but yeah, I think we've covered it enough. Ethereum daily chart. Seems like it wants to come back for a retest of the training dots as well. The overall higher time frames are still bearish, letting the training dots catch up. Daily chart, right? XRP, only one target, two targets were hit. That's it. Chain link a link, back below the 200-week moving average. Downward sloping 200-week moving average, not great. Downward sloping 200-week moving average, right? Downward sloping 200-week moving average on Cardano. Trending dots have gone below it, not seen since August 2022. All go, everything below. H bar, XLM, above still, near, well below it. MicroStrategy on the weekly chart, or yeah, that's a weekly chart. 159 bear market since the top was in November 2024. Here we are, more than 12 months later. Should we pivot over to what else? Anything else on this page that jumps out? Platinum, palladium, uranium, copper. Let's go over to Magnificent 7. NVIDIA still bullish on the daily chart. Holding on. Minter gap at 205. Tesla had another candle close and sell signal below this upper trend line and the trending dots, and another one, and it could be another one. Holding on though, holding on. Let's see if it starts to drop after that. PLTR dropping. I posted this one earlier today. There's bearish divergence, not only on the daily chart, but on the weekly chart. And the daily chart is bearish. There's a pending sell signal on the weekly chart. So this is what I posted earlier on X. You have bearish divergence in the weekly chart. Looks like a lower high is formed. And now we have another pending sell signal and a red trending dot for the first time. Is there one over here? Oh, maybe there's one. There's two here, but really just going back to November 2021. So red trending dot. So looks like we're going to see much lower prices. It's already down 20%. If this goes into a bear market, then you could see like a 40% correction. And then maybe after the 40% correction, there's like a relief rally and then it comes back down. SMCI looked like that after it went into a bear market. So we could look at that, knock out two birds with one stone, as they say. SMCI, right? That initial 45% drop, relief rally, and then all the way back down the 200-week moving average. Had a lot of positive earnings, and then started going to negative earnings. So it seems like it was overextended. Someone knew something. We're not insiders. We don't know. And we were talking about the bearish divergence up here. PLTR is like a 20% drop right now, starting to break down. But difference is with SMCI didn't have a sell signal until like July 2024 after the bearish divergence. So it took a few months to get a sell signal. Um, it's still bearish. It's still below the 200-week moving average. It's below the trailing dots. Is it a better time to buy than it was up here? Absolutely. But it's still currently bearish on the weekly chart. Daily chart could be seeing a bounce. These targets are still valid. This came up on the screener back here before. I don't even know if we had released the screener or we just released the earliest version of it, but it was showing bullish divergence, buy signal, higher low, came back tested the trailing dots, and now it's pushing back up with a pending buy signal. So seems like it wants to retest $34 at the 200-week moving average. Maybe it flips it. Maybe it goes and fills some gaps up there at 46 and 50. There are several reasons why I could hit target 1, several reasons why I could hit target 2, 3, 4. So that's kind of where we're at on SMCI. Pending buy signal with a caution that the higher time frames are still bearish. Would be great if you could analyze copper industry, Greenland deals. Well, if you had one ticker symbol and the name of it, I'd be happy to look at it. But just to go through the whole, I don't want to go through all the narratives and speculation, all that stuff. We just keep it to looking at charts. But if you have one chart you want me to take a look at, I'll let you know what I see on the daily, weekly, and higher time frames. Copper itself, we took a glance at it, and it is bullish on higher time frames. Hello, hello, hello. Yep. Yo. Could you have a quick look at AMD if you have time? Yeah. Good. Thank you. Good. AMD. So we'll go back on the requests. Let's just get through some others real fast. Apple. Came back, retested the trailing dots. Amazon. Holding. The Russell. There is bearish divergence here. Had an RSI sell signal. Could be a sneaky lower high. The Russell, what if the top was in? What if the short squeeze is over? What if the top is in on the Russell? Bearish engulfing candle on the daily chart. Meta, Netflix, Google, Microsoft, SP 500. This could be a lower high still. Closed lower than the bearish divergence. So I have to redraw these targets. They took out the wick up here. I mean, barely. It's probably going to be like there. Target's fixed. No. But it's probably like that, right? But I'm going to redraw them anyways. They're making me redraw the targets. But bearish divergence. This could be a lower high. Too early to say. Let me here. Put in a question mark. There you go. There. Could be a lower high. This is a high. Bearish divergence. Maybe it puts in a lower high. It didn't there. It may not here. We don't know. We're just looking at it. It's getting very top heavy though. Getting very, 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 very top heavy. So we'll see. We'll see. Dollar catching a little bit of bounce after getting wiped to 95.385. That was not a lower high. Came all the way down, wiped all this out. All these targets are done. Hit one, and it was done, right? Wiped out all the targets back over here. Bullish divergence was cleared, came down, lower high, sell signal, broke down, right? Could we hit the 200-week moving average? Sure, but it has a lot of work to do before we do that. So, a lot of work to do. Whether that means something like that, may take a while. If it's going to do something like that, we don't know, right? Take out these wicks and reverse, right? Possible. UNH gap, huge gap down yesterday again. All right, let's get into some of the chart requests. Yeah. Pick one. Which one do you want? That's what I mean. Pick one, and I'll cover it for you. I'll circle back. All right, let's go back from the top. Let's see. SMR Iowa 61. Stock. All right, thank you. Appreciate that. Please, 50-week greater than 100-week EMA and touching 200-week EMA. I don't really do EMAs for trading, so we'll look it through the lens of a sniper. And maybe your 50 and 100 is better. I don't know, but I haven't found value for the, you could find value in it. I choose not. Stock. So let's see. Came all the way back down, retested the 200-week moving average. 75% drop. Bullish divergence at the bottom. On the daily chart. Indicators picked up the bullish divergence, picked up bearish divergence. There's a pending buy signal on the daily chart. Trading dots are curling up. So you could see a bounce here on the daily. Let's look at the weekly. The weekly is still bearish. The weekly is below the trading dots. So as of right now, you would expect any bounces on the lower time frames, like the daily chart or the 4-hour chart, to be sold off, right? You would expect that, or at least I would. So if you're going to get a bounce on this 4-hour / daily chart, just know that the weekly chart is bearish. Just know that the 2-week chart is bearish. So even if you got a nice bounce up to the trading dots, might be good enough bounce for you. 55%, right? Don't judge a book by its cover. Actually read into it a little bit. So 55% is not bad. 3-week chart, 28. Monthly chart, 26. So yeah, it seems like if it's going to get a retracement, there's a lot of reasons. What was the weekly? 25. Let's see, eyeball tests from here to here. Probably hit or got very close to target 1. Target 2, there's probably a lot of reasons, like that 25. I'm not good at drawing. Could be a lot of reasons, like even the trending dots, to retest, that $25 to $29 range. Maybe less reasons, but or you even have not really. Those gaps are pretty small, but maybe target 3 and then maybe target 4, right? So, and maybe they're a little bit lower. Like just kind of looking at it, eyeball tests, probably yeah, it's probably like that, right? So maybe one target's been hit. Maybe there's a good possibility that, you know, there's a buy signal, gets back above target 1, flips resistance into support, and goes up, hits target 2 and maybe target 3 and or target 4. So, but expect bounces to get sold off. So if it is going to be something like that, right? Even if it doesn't come all the way down and make new lows, you would expect the higher time frames to take time, right? So maybe comes back for like a test of this eventually. So if you redraw it, right? Something like that, maybe price comes back down, retests. So, if the higher time frames are going to turn around, it will take a while. It'll take a while. But in the interim, the daily chart could be bullish, right? And catch a bounce. So hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions. PMET. PMET. TSX. Let's see. Just checking one thing real quick. Okay. PMET. So first thing is looks like it regained. Here, let's zoom out here. There is bearish divergence on the daily chart, but let's zoom out. Let's take a look. What the? Dang. Oh, splits, right? Splits. So you gotta think it's better to buy down here than it is up here. That's number one, right? Zooming in. Man, there's a lot of chart requests today. Can I get through them all? So on log, it doesn't look as bad, right? But that looked horrible. So it's looking like this was the bottom at 9 cents. Wow. That's unreal. Almost 100% drop. Basically died and something it came back to life, right? Then on the monthly chart, it starts to flip back around, put in higher lows, buy signal, still below the 200. Another buy signal, gets back above at like 72 cents, goes on a nice run and to 2023, consolidates 2025. And here we are again. Another buy signal on the monthly chart, green trending dot, and it's back above an upward sloping 200-week moving average. So that is even more bullish than it was back here, right? So, uh, I'm on log, so I could draw that trend line. Is that you want to call that a head and shoulders, maybe, right? That'd be crazy. Bum, bum. What you think? Head and shoulders? That would be pretty crazy, actually. If that was a head and shoulders, bum, bum. That would mean new all-time highs, right? But you know my thoughts on patterns. So you do have so that's the monthly chart. It is looking bullish. It is getting back above the 200-week moving average. There's that long-term downward trend line. Bullish on the 3-week chart. Ultra bullish on the 2-week chart. Bullish on the weekly chart. Ultra bullish on the weekly chart. Daily chart has bearish divergence. So if it is buy the dip season and you're not in it to win it already, then it's possible you see a pullback first and then go, right? So, but it's bullish on higher time frames. So it's possible comes back to the training dots and continues upward, right? Continues upward trend. So it seems like it's buy the dip season after it went through a crazy bear market. And I don't know anything about PMET resources, so I haven't been watching the charts. I've never charted before. It's just what I'm looking at. I'm not, so who knows? Um, AMD, sure. I feel like I should have. Maybe I took it off. Yeah, I must have taken it off. I had AMD on there forever. So this is a daily chart. Let's get off a log. Let's go weekly. Can't really see it. So yeah, big gap down here. 171. It's too early to say on the weekly chart that, because the bearish divergence could go away, but you could say that's bearish divergence. Still an uptrend. Still bullish on the weekly chart. Still bullish on the 2-week chart. Still bullish on the monthly chart. Still bullish on the daily chart, but could come back to retest the trailing dots and this upward trend line. So that's about it. That's about it. What's up? Vinette Patel dash Y9U. What's up? What's up? What's up? I have IBIT $45 October puts. Ooh, that's interesting. Now we're having fun. Now we're having fun. I have IBIT $45 puts. October puts. Okay, so you have a lot of time. So $45, the direction is lower. What day did you get the October puts at $45? There's a gap at 53. And of course, there's gaps down here too. $40. That gap was filled. This one's not. They're small gaps, but they can still work as targets. From here, I mean, you get the $45 puts, but it's not really like that because if you got the $45 puts yesterday, it's just, and you do have time on October, so you would think that you would be fine. You would think that it will work in your favor. Now, the timing of it, maybe it takes longer, and the time decay could eat at it, but you have what, 9 months? So the time decay, it needs to close, or you need to close it below, at least below 45 with the time decay. So probably lower. So you're racing against the clock, but you have a lot of clock. So me personally, I'd rather buy the puts like you did versus buying a call, right? Well, you didn't specify that you bought a put. Did you buy or you sell a put? I'm assuming you bought a put, right? So, anywho, yeah, I mean, you would think it would work out in your favor. You've got a lot of time, so doesn't seem as crazy, but it seems like it. What else? What else? Could you please look blessed for life? What's up? Welcome back. MNDM. Yeah, I'll look at one of them. MNDM. Oh. India Index Futures. Is that right? MNDM? Or what's PLG? Let's look at PLG. I'm not sure. So PLG, platinum group metals, most likely is going to look similar to platinum itself. So the daily chart is still bullish. It's getting extended, but it is bullish. Weekly chart is bullish. It's above the 200. 2-week chart is bullish. That's a lot of consolidation, right? And it's broken out of that. So that's a positive, right? That kind of consolidation goes back 8 years, right? 8 years. And the 200-week moving average is curling up again. So another reason why I always stress that when an asset goes into a bear market and then the 200-week moving average starts to go downward sloping, that's not bullish. And you can see this is an extreme case, but like I've mentioned on Bitcoin versus gold has started to downward slope the 200-week moving average. And again, this is an extreme case, but you can see that this is why I do not hodl. This is why I don't dollar cost average. This is why I look to buy the right dip. Because if it starts a downward slope, like altcoins too, um, I mean, that's brutal, right? That's brutal. You're talking about 99%. You're talking about really not even breaking above the 200-week moving average for 5,200 days from the downward slope. And until it starts upward sloping, it's like 5,200 days. And of course, this is an extreme case. I didn't pull this up to like, it's just what we're seeing on the chart. So when it starts downward sloping, it's not good. It's not good. So could it reverse? Sure. Could it not be downward sloping for very long? Sure. But it is downward sloping right now and it just started. So, anyways, but the 2-week chart is bullish. It's starting to slope back upwards, which hasn't happened since over here. 3-week chart, bullish. Monthly chart, ultra bullish. So it's interesting. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I was thinking of shorting because BTC, but love options and expecting the low to be in October. Uh, yeah, whatever you feel comfortable with. Takes a lot more capital to short Bitcoin futures. Maybe not as much on the micro, but Bitcoin futures by itself, it takes a lot more capital. I got them Monday. Okay, yeah. So it's only a couple days into the, so you're not feeling it yet, right? Because if you have October, if you got October puts and you bought a put for October, 2 days of um 2 days against the clock is not, you're not gonna really feel it, right? So you've got time. You've got time. So the overall direction seems the way I would, the direction I'm looking. So, you know, we'll see how it plays out, right? Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Best wishes. Best wishes. Path again. I don't think anything's going on with Path or RLZV. They were breaking down, and then Path was oversold, and then Path was bouncing, and so on and so on. But yeah, let's look at it. Path. Let's see. What is this? The monthly chart? Green trending dot. There is some hope. All the positive earnings on Path. This is why you do not, or no. This is why I do not trade based off of fundamentals. Imagine trading on positive earnings as an investor. Uh, on June 2021. Positive earnings, when did that come out? April 2021, right? So April 2021. Oh, positive earnings. Sweet. Uh, Positive earnings again on September 2021. Again, December 2021, March 2022, all the way through to holding it down here, November 2022, for a year and a half, and you're down 86%. No way. No way I'm doing that. Or you hold it all the way through positive earnings for 4 years and is down 87.5% from whenever the positive earnings came out, 85%, 90%, whatever it is, for 1,400 days, right? But now this could be a low. This could be a higher low, macro low. And this is why it was on the watch list and I put it in setups, but I did take a 6.7% loss because I'm a swing trader first and foremost, and I don't want to hold through more pain. So I filled this gap here. This is the daily chart. Came down, came back up to 15, came back down. So it's still bearish for now, but it's on the watch list for a reason. I mean, if you're a fundamental trader only, you got wrecked on positive earnings. So maybe there'll be bearish, maybe there'll be negative earnings, and that's when we go long, right? So it's still bearish on the daily chart as of now. Kind of like the next move is like that, right? So however it plays out, it's still on the radar. Still on the radar. Could go lower, right? But I'm still looking for that move. I'm still looking for it. And maybe it doesn't come all the way down here, right? Maybe this is a low. Maybe we get another higher low over here, right? So maybe it's more like that. And that could be a beautiful setup, right? So that could be great. Weekly chart. Trending dots are still green. It's battling though. It's battling the 200-week moving average. So could be getting closer and closer. 2-week chart is bullish above the trending dots. 3-week chart is above the trending dots. So, sell signals, but above the green trending dots. It's a positive. Monthly chart is above one green trending dot. That's a positive. But we saw what happened over here. So getting closer. It's on the watch list for a reason. RZLV had the bullish divergence, had the breakout, came back down. This could be putting in a higher low. This could be another potential breakout candidate in the future. You can see higher low. So if it becomes another breakout candidate, like say path, and that is a higher low, then we could see something like that, and that'd be a massive potential, right? And it happens quickly. So even from back over here, start pending buy, 74% bounce, right? Breaking out, pending buy signal, right? So we'll see, but they're on the watch list. We'll see what happens in phase energy since we're here. Still, DocuSign, not yet. Lemonade. That's about it. Yep. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I mean, it made sense, right? That's what you're talking about. So just wanted to clarify. But I think we covered. Let's just take a quick glance, just because we're obsessed with Bitcoin. But still looking at that, right? Still looking at the daily chart. Let's see what happens. Um, Bitcoin versus gold. Let's. And this was what I was talking about earlier about the crypto. Started going in the downward sloping, right? That's not bullish. Downward sloping is not bullish. So it will take time. It'll take time. Woo-wee. Well, really depends what you're comfortable with, honestly. If you're comfortable with you mentioned you're comfortable with options. So I had moved from I started trading options, and I started trading in 2020 Bitcoin with 10x leverage. And I was more successful trading Bitcoin with 10x leverage than I was with options trading. So options trading, I had multiple 5-digit wins. Um, Bitcoin with 10x leverage, I had multiple 6-digit wins. So, it's your personal preference, but time decay plays a factor. So, yes, there's, you know, holding costs for holding a position, depending if it's on perpetuals or there's expirations, on future Bitcoin futures and stuff like that. So it just depends what you're shorting and what exchange, what brokerage, all that stuff. Uh, but it's not like time decay. So, but you went out further. You went out further on October. So, if you feel more comfortable on options and you went October, then maybe that's better. So it's more personal preference and what you're used to, I would say. So with that, thank you for all of your support. Thank you for smashing the like button, hitting the repost button, and we will continue to sniper the markets together. And I look forward to live streaming tomorrow with you. So let's rock and roll. Have a good rest of your day, and audio.